Hey folks, this is Shane. Thanks for checking out the channel. It is Saturday, April 15th, 2023. Yesterday it was in the mid 80s and sunny, and today it's about 44 and raining. Just a light rain. Enough to keep me from doing yard work, but not enough to keep me going out for a little hike. I'm out on Brant Pine ski trails along the St. Croix River in Governor State Forest. I was set up in that little shelter there. It's kind of at the hub of all the ski loops. And in the pack, I got the 818 with, and it's Support Your Park Spring Weekend, so I thought I'd set up and see what I could do with QRP, which is, at best is not much. And today was I stopped after just a few minutes. Here, I'll show you the scenery. Wisconsin in the spring is ugly, but that'll be changing soon enough. Any rate, I set up, had the spider beam 10-meter mast out with my pack 10 linked end fed half wave. Started off on 10. I couldn't hear any of the parks that were, or the activators that were spotted on doing parks on the air. I didn't bring a tablet or a computer with. I just had the Hammers app on my phone and just simply hunting other activators. That's what I was going to do. I wasn't going to bother trying to call CQ. At the trailhead, I have my 891 in the truck along with the ATOS, and plus I can string this up there. So my thought was, if I could just casually sit there and enjoy the sound of the rain pounding on the roof of that shelter and make 5 or 6 contacts doing park to parks, I could finish the thing off at the parking lot. But back to the story, couldn't hear anything on 10, couldn't hear anything on 15. 20, there was some activity. I tried 3 different parks, threw out my call 3 to 5 times for each of them. They never heard me, so I figured I better get my hike out of the way and get the rest of my errands run. So now the rain's picking up a little bit, but whatever. So I'll get this hike done, run my errands, and get on with my day. But the whole point of this thing is, when I go on my hikes like this, I really do enjoy bringing the QRP radio with, just so that I can set up when I take a break and play around. I'll do that, and if I'm not in a park or a soda summit, if I'm just out in areas that aren't parks on the air, I'll still chase park activators and summits on the air activators. It's just good practice. It's fun. I get to enjoy the radio. And when I say it's good practice, it's good for me to get more proficient, more reps into setting up an antenna, getting the radio dialed in. Each time I do it, I get a little quicker, or I get a little more creative. I can find solutions for getting the antenna in tune. I'll run with the 705 or the 818, which neither one has the internal tuner, so sometimes there's a little art to that, so it's always good to practice that. Then I find little improvements each time as well. Well, not each time, but you know what I mean. Quite often I find just little refinements to how I pack things away, the order I take things out, that kind of thing, that makes the whole operation a little more efficient for me. So for all you guys and gals out there that are more into the MCOMs type of thing, you don't care about Parks on the Air and getting the participation PDFs, and there's no summits near you, so, or straight up you don't want to drive 2 hours to the nearest park or summit. Totally get it. But again, if you're the emergency comms kind of person in the Aries, Races, CERT, Skywarn, or just general preparedness, taking the QRP radio or a packable size QRO radio like the 891 or what have you, and making a routine of setting up in the field, even if you're not going to be operating much, maybe hunt a park or two just because they're always out there, and it'll be a good gauge for you to see where your signal's going to. And if it's a day like today where the conditions aren't great, do it anyways. Figure out ways to keep your radio dry. Figure out ways to be as quick as possible setting up your antenna so you don't get soaked. It'd be a good opportunity for you to work with that tarp shelter that you have in your bug out bag. Bad things don't always happen in good weather is a saying that I was told before, especially for you Skywarn weather freak, storm chaser enthusiast type people. The Skywarn net doesn't get activated when it's 80 degrees and sunny with a cool breeze out of the west. A lot of times you're going to be out in the thick of it. So again, getting your gear straightened out, find out what works for you, what doesn't. Your warm weather gear, your wet weather gear. Again, keeping your radio happy and usable in this environment can easily be practiced on a day like today when you would rather just sit inside and not put up with this. But getting out, getting exercise in this kind of weather is good for the mind, body, and soul, in my opinion. And if you can throw in a little practice with your radio gear or your bug out kit or what have you, do it. So that's it. Just a little pep talk. I'll just catch y'all later. Have a good one, 73.